Hi, welcome. This is the Mel-Tran Designs podcast, and today is the day 1 year ago that I recorded my very first episode. So happy Podiversary! Yay! And it's only been a week. Hooray! Double yay! Oh, anyways, welcome. If this is your first time, thank you for joining me. And if it's not your first time, thank you for joining me. I'm so glad that you have deemed me worthy of spending your time with. So, anyways, today is Wednesday, a day in December. What is it, the 11th? It is the 11th of December, 2013. And here we go, I guess. I'm your host, Melissa, also known as Anansi on Ravelry, and on Plurk and Instagram, I am Mel-Tran Designs. There's a group on Ravelry called Mel-Tran Designs. Let me see. You can find the podcast on, I usually post it on Plurk, and I always post it in the group on Ravelry, and I also put it on meltrandesigns.com. So you can watch it just right there from the website, and you can actually subscribe to the RSS feed. Sorry, my cat is right here. You can kind of see his head, and I put my hand up, and a whole bunch of his hair went flying around, and then it went on my mouth. Anyways, so yeah, you can find it there as well. Yeah, I don't think I mentioned that all that much. So, Marsh, sit down. There you go. Anyway, I hope you are doing well. We are getting close to Christmas. Not to stress you out, but, just saying there's like 14 days until Christmas. So, but you still have time. 14 days is still a decent amount of time unless you're deciding to start a sweater in an extra large size for a man. Then it's probably doable, but you're a little crazy. But if you're doing hats or mittens or, small things for people, I don't say scarf in small things because scarves are sneaky. They eat up yarn like nobody's business. So I don't include scarves in small things. Cowls, those are small. Shawlettes, yeah, they're on the small side. So, speaking of shawlettes, in case you're wondering, this is my hitchhiker that I made earlier this year out of some yarn. I don't remember the brand, but it was called Crayons with a K and a Z at the end. But everything else was spelled the same normally. Bunny, it was something, it wasn't sock bunny, it was bunny, Angora, rabbit. There's not Angora in it, but it was something that had to do with, I don't remember. I apologize. I think I have a project page for this on Ravelry, and I made it with some yarn that I bought at Sock Summit. So this little hair that keeps catching on my shawl, I can see it on my screen, and it bugs me. I have a hair appointment next week, and I'm going to get all this back stuff trimmed off. And that's why, because I don't like it to catch on things. Anyways, it's cold, and this is keeping me warm. Our house is horribly cold. I bought a whole bunch of plastic coverings for our windows, especially this huge one that's right over here in the living room. And it's the kind that you blow dry it, and it shrink wraps to it. And so that's the worst. The worst. This house is just so not energy efficient. So anyways, but this year it has gotten cold a little earlier than really cold earlier than normal. So yeah, anyways, I'm battling. Happenings this week, I bought plastic for the windows. I'm trying to think what else happened this week. I can't think of anything that's huge. I'll probably remember after I'm done recording. Yeah, I think it's just been kind of a normal week, which is fine with me. Yeah, My sister made this really cool tree thing for my kids where she, starting on the 30th of November through the 24th of December, so 25 toilet paper rolls, empty toilet paper rolls. She did them in the shape of a tree, and she painted them red with green glitter and all this, and she attached them to a big piece of paper and put stuff inside each of them for each day. Sometimes it's just a piece of candy for each of the kids. Sometimes it's an activity, things like that. And then she used cupcake holders to put on top of them, so that way, it's a surprise. So we've been doing that every day. She'll be coming over today to make little miniature gingerbread houses out of graham crackers. If you get the Family Fun magazine, I thought I had mine sitting here. I could show you a picture, but I must have moved it. It's out of this month's Family Fun magazine, so that will be a lot of fun. The kids are really excited that she's coming over to do it with them. I have cat hair all over my black pants and my shirt. So, anyways, that's been exciting for them to do every day. So yeah, that's about it. Nothing exciting. I've been knitting. So that's, what we'll get into after I talk about what's going on and coming up. So what's going on, even starting it along still. There's the finished object along. More people have been adding stuff. You guys are doing awesome. There's some really pretty knitted things in there. So if you want some gift ideas, head over there. Yeah, I haven't been able to add my stuff yet because I'm still working on them, but I will get to. Yeah, so we have that going on from November 1st through December 31st. I put it all the way through the end of the month because you might be making something that doesn't quite get done by Christmas, or you might be making something for New Year's that, you need to get done by December 31st. So, or you just might forget to put the picture in by Christmas, and you'll remember afterwards when the craziness of the holiday is done. So anyways, please put those in. It's anything that you finish that is for the holidays. It can be for a gift. It can be for you. It can be anything fiber related, anything not fiber related. If you make a bunch of Christmas cards, please show a picture of them. If you make a bunch of fruitcake, show pictures of it. Whatever it is. I have been making, okay, not as a gift. This week, I totally got stuck on this bread recipe that my friend gave me. It's white bread, but it's the easiest bread I've ever made in my whole life. There's like 5 ingredients, and you only let it rise once. There's none of this letting it rise, beating it down, blah, 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 let it rise again. Like, it's not this 5-hour ordeal. It's so fast, especially with my KitchenAid mixer. I just throw everything in, it mixes it together, and all of it actually sticks to the beater thingy, so I just pull that out and plop it on my floured surface. Anyways, with this bread, what you do is when you put it on that surface, you roll it out, and then you roll it up and tuck the ends in and put it in the bread pan, the loaf pan, and then you cover it, and that's when you let it rise. Well, so I had the idea of when I rolled it out, I put some melted butter, just ran that over it, and then I put some cinnamon and sugar, and then I rolled it up. And then after I put it in the pan, instead of using flour on the bottom of the loaf pan, I used butter with some cinnamon and sugar. See where I'm going with this? Then on the top, I put some butter, cinnamon, and sugar. Then you let it rise, then you bake it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, we went through a whole loaf just in one sitting. I mean, there's 5 of us, so it was only like a couple pieces a piece, but still. So I made a couple more loaves the next day, and we have a little bit left. One of them, I had a bunch of butterscotch chips left over, so instead of the cinnamon and sugar, I put a whole bunch of butterscotch chips and rolled it up. So good, especially if you warm it up, because it makes them all melty and gooey in the middle. My mouth's starting to water. Anyways, None of those were for gifts, so I didn't post pictures. But if you want the recipe, I'd be more than happy to send it to you or post it. If you want me just to post it, I can do that too. So, yeah, that's been lots of fun. Yep. Okay. What's coming up? 2014 is going to be the year of the Q. I did not start a thread. I think I said last week I was going to start a thread for it so we could have some chatter about it, didn't I? I think I did. All right. Well, I will start a thread. I don't have a pencil sitting right here. Here. As I talk, since I'm already on Ravelry, I was looking at the community eye candy that they have every week. Oh my gosh, how much fun is it to look at that stuff? Those Starry Starry Night socks. Wow. I want to make color work socks. Just 2-color. Nothing fancy. Nothing, I mean, they're fancy if they're 2-color, but nothing over the top. 2014 year of the Q-U-E-U-E. All right, I have it started. Well, it's not really. I didn't click start, but I clicked start, but I didn't click enter to submit it and anyways, to start the thing. So I have that going. Yeah, I want to make 2-color socks next year. That's definitely, and I think I have a pair in my queue, and I have a pair out of a book that I have, The Joy of Socks. The ones, I don't remember the name, but they're black and neon pink. They're ski socks. Anyways, I've been wanting to make those for a long time. I should probably add those to my queue, shouldn't I? I really, really should. They're in my library. I should just count anything in my library as fair game, huh? See, I'm already making exceptions. Oh, jeez. I'm just pulling up my library here so I remember what I was going to do with it. So, anyways, I do want to make 2-color socks. Maybe we'll do that as one of the knit-alongs. Yeah, maybe we'll do that as... That would need to be a little bit of a longer knit-along. Maybe like a 2-month, maybe like February, March or something like that. Because those take a little longer than single-color, regular, just socks. All right. Trying to think. I thought there was something else I was going to say, but I guess not. Yeah, year of the Q. Make it your own. If you want to join in, join in. If you don't want to, I don't care. Whatever you want to do. I'm knitting exclusively from my queue next year. Period. Whatever's there by 11:59 and 59 seconds on December 31st. As soon as midnight hits, I cannot add anything to it. And I get really technical with stuff like this for myself, not for anybody else, for myself. So, anyways, and I've said before, it'll be a great way to use up some of my stash because a lot of the things in my queue are based off of my stash. So, win-win for me. And I don't plan on buying a ton next year. I really want to use up some stash yarn. So, I'm not going on a no yarn buying year because I did that last year, and while it was fine, I just don't want to. I'm just going to be on a, lesser yarn buying. If I see something that I absolutely love, or if there's especially holiday self-striping yarn, because I have two skeins. I got a skein last week and forgot to show you guys, and did I put it? No, I didn't put it away. I left it out, and one of my kids moved it. They were looking at it. I got some Father Christmas from Fiber Nymph. And I don't see it. It was sitting right here, I think just yesterday. I'm right here. I don't see it. It's gorgeous. It's dark greens and reds. Self-striping, beautiful. Anyways, so that's what I'm doing for Year of the Q. Holy cow, it's 14 minutes in. I feel like I'm just blabbering on. Blah, blah, blah. We're just sitting and hanging out, right? I should have had my knitting in my hands. Talking, I didn't realize I was going to talk this long about Seemingly nothing, it feels like. All right. That little hair, that is bugging me. Oh, I can't wait for my haircut. Oh, let's just go like this. I know if I didn't have this on, it wouldn't catch. It's just bugging me. All right. I'm just kidding. Yeah, okay. So year of the Q. Please join in if you want. And like I've said before, if you want to just randomly pick things from your Q and jump in, and show pictures, hey, I'm not knitting exclusively from my Q, but this was from my Q. I might do random drawings. In fact, I probably will, especially if people donate prizes, patterns, things like that. So, yeah. Speaking of donating prizes, I wanted to talk about my Podiversary. We're gonna have a prize drawing, and I don't know how long this will go. I want to give you guys long enough. I'll have it up for 2 weeks. Executive decision. Christmas Day is 2 weeks from today. I will close it somewhere around there. I can't guarantee I'll close it on Christmas because that'd be crazy. Let's say the 26th because I'll be back home. Not that we go far. We go to my dad's and it's like 8 miles down the road. But the 26th, you have 2 weeks and a day. And the topic is going to be favorite moments from the first year from the podcast. Anything you want. Anything that you thought was funny or neat or stupid. I don't care. Any of your favorite moments from the first year, just post it on there. There will be 2 prizes given. One of them is generously donated by Danae Merrill, who is Den Mama on Ravelry. She is also a designer and one of my awesome test knitters. I got to meet her at Knit in the Mitten, and she contacted me and wanted to donate her Love and Hugs cowls pattern. It's really cool. I was looking at it. It's kind of a taller cowl. You can either make it snug and just have it kind of one time, just pull over, or you can make it the infinity type length. And there's a picture of somebody wearing it kind of as a shrug type thing, and it's wide enough that it looks like it would actually give you some good warmth. So anyways, one person will get that, and one person will get any one of my paid patterns for free, your choice of any one of my paid patterns. So I will start a thread for that as well after I start my Year of the Q thread. So yeah, just put your favorite moment, and you don't have to put like the date or the episode number or anything like that. Just something that pops out into your mind as something that pops out in your mind. So all right, 18 minutes in. Can we talk about knitting? All right, I went to McDonald's today for lunch, so I'm finishing my Sprite. Eli and I were doing some running around, and I said, hey, you want to get some fries and a cheeseburger? And he's like, yeah. So, okay, this is up first. It is my Lefty shawl that I am making for my mother-in-law for Christmas. And this is actually going to be the only thing I work on today, unless I just want to poke my eyes out. I haven't worked on it in a few days, maybe 3 or 4 days. And I need to bust out 2 or 3 more leaves. I'm getting close. I have to do 20. There are 29 on the pattern, and I like the size that's on there. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21. So I only have 8 left, but the rows are getting substantially longer. So here's how it looks. I'm really enjoying the colors. The green is Madeline Tosh, and the different colors, I told you last week I don't have the tag anymore, but if you go back a couple episodes, I do say what the brand is. These 4, 2 greens, a purple, and a red came together as quarter size skeins to do whatever with, and so that's why there's green every other one, because there were 2 greens. So anyways, It's such an easy pattern. Just, I mean, it's similar, not exactly the same by any means. Similar to the Hitchhiker and other ones that Martina Bem does that are the asymmetrical triangles. Um, and the color spots go really fast because you just do some short rows here, and so it makes itself really fast, and then you get a break, during the solid color and just go back and forth. So it's, even though you're changing colors, that frequently, it really is a relaxing knit, at least for me anyways. These are size, something needles crap. I think I told you last time. Wait, they're on Chow Goose. Chow Goose have the size on them. 1.5 maybe? 2. Chow Goose, size 2. 2.75 millimeter is the size I'm using. And I like the fabric that it's giving me. Next up is the scarf for my father-in-law. I've actually made quite a bit of progress on this. I am done with 2 skeins. 3 skeins is not going to be enough. I'm going to have to buy a 4th one. That's when I was saying scarves eat yarn. I was not kidding. And this is a good sized scarf. I mean, it's a nice wide scarf. You can see. For me, it could actually almost be a stole. Not quite, but men and normal sized people have a taller neck than I do. So I wanted it to be a good size, and this is actually the number of stitches that it calls for, but it's on smaller needles. So anyways, here's the yarn, or the scarf. The yarn is Kramer Perfection, which is 30% merino, 70% acrylic, 200 yards, retails for $6.50. So totally machine washable, and this is, I don't know the colorway name, Granite. It's called Granite. So the pattern is called His Birthday Scarf. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and it's pretty enjoyable. It's really easy. You just have to kind of keep track of what row you're on. And these are size 9s. Yeah, so what is that in metric? 5.5? So anyway, yep, this is my third skein, and I mean, really, I won't be able to get the whole thing on, but it's more like a halfway done scarf than a 2/3 of the way done scarf. So anyways, luckily they're only 18 row repeats, so they don't really take that long to do. So adding 7 more repeats on, which is how much a skein covers, won't, I'll be able to get it done by Christmas, is what I'm trying to say. All right, the only other I guess there's 2 things. The only other 2 things. I have been working on my 10-stitch blanket that I'm pretty sure I had that started last week and I showed you. I was really hooked on it there for a little while, and then now I can't decide which color I want to use next, and so I haven't worked on it in a couple days, but that's okay because I really should be working on the Christmas stuff and not getting sidetracked with all of this other stuff. A couple of these ends from when I joined, I put through on what I thought was the wrong side, and then I realized it wasn't, and so I'm trying to pull them through really quick. The joy of having long fingernails. I can use the corner of my nail and stick it through and use it to grab the other side. So yeah, but I kind of went nuts on this. If you haven't seen it before, it's just called 10-stitch blanket. There's a round one. I think there's a circular one, and this is the square. The circular one would probably be easier because you'd never have to turn the corner, but the corners are pretty easy. So anyways, here's what I have so far. So there's the solid blue in the middle. Oh yeah, I remember talking about it because it's the Shibui sock that I made my color affection out of. So there's the solid blue in the middle, and then I did the mostly gray with small teal stripes. Those are fiber nymph. And then I did this kind of mushroomy gray. I love this color. This actually went with the blue on my color affection. And then the last color I've done is some Good and Plenty. by Fiber Nymph. You can see that I actually had enough of this to go all the way around and then overlap a little bit. So it's a nice size. It's so incredibly easy and memorizable, and I'm just having so much fun with this. I need to just stop overthinking it and grab. I'm trying to alternate. I did tell you this. Do like a self-striping or a variegated and then a solid. I'll run out of solids real quick because I don't have a lot of those. But anyways, yeah. I'm really having fun with this, and I can't wait to have it done. It'll be awesome. I mean, it'll be a while, but it's going to be awesome. And lastly, this is something that you guys haven't seen in a long time, and I told you you wouldn't really be seeing hardly ever because it's not something that I work on that much, but I've been working on it as my church knitting because for some reason the socks that I was making, I just can't, I don't know why. I just can't work on them right now. So this is my scrap scarf that I think last time I showed you was like this long. And now it's that plus that long. So you can see how long it is here. And what I do when I finish, like here, when I finished these socks, I had like one color repeat left, so that was great. And like with this yarn, I with the scrap, I wound off one repeat worth and put the ball in here. So if with the self striping, I do try to you know, get a whole repeat worth. So anyways, and it's fun to see the different yarns because I know what I've done with all of them. And so I can look back and be like, oh, those are socks. And, oh, this is just my favorite colorway ever that Sarah does. And I've made quite a few things with that color, so it represents a lot of things. And this is Eli's birthday monster. And this was part of a color affection that I made for the lighter colored one that I made for Damselfly yarn. Anyway, I'm not going to go through all of it, but it just is fun to look and, you know, remember the different projects and things like that. So anyways, so yeah, like I've said before, you won't be seeing this all the time, but because I had made so much progress on it recently, I thought I'd show it to you and give you a little update. So, and what I did for this, oh, just in case you're wondering if you want to make one of your own, my scrap projects are a little different than what a lot of people are doing. A lot of people are doing the beekeeper's quilt or, you know, a mitered square blanket, things like that. I didn't want to do either of those. So this scarf, what I'm doing is I cast on provisionally 64, which is what I do for a sock, but these are on size 2.5. Yeah, 2.5 needles, so much bigger than I would use for a sock. And like I said, I provisionally cast on, and I'm just knitting around in a tube, round and round and round and round and round, changing colors just whenever I run out. I change colors. And in my bag here, let me show you. Let me see if I can show you without it falling apart or, you know, everything falling out all over the place. See, I just have little balls of yarn in there. And yeah, when I have leftovers, you know, when I finish a pair of socks or finish a project, I just roll a ball that's about this big because I don't need a ton and drop it in here, and whatever I pick up, unless it's like what I'm knitting with now is the small pink with large gray stripes. If I were to pick up the inverse of that, I wouldn't use them back to back, but otherwise, whatever I pick up, that's what comes next, and the less it matches, the better, I think. So then when it's big enough that I can wrap it around my neck a couple times, I will Kitchener it together and call it done and start another one. So this takes such small amounts of leftovers that's why I decided to start the 10-stitch blanket, because it'll take the larger leftovers that aren't necessarily, not enough left over for another pair of socks or, um, stuff like that. Just a way to use it up, because you want to use, when you're paying anywhere from $20 to $30 a skein, you want to use all of it. So anyway, so that's what I did for that. If you want to make one of your own, go for it. I stole the idea from somebody else. So that is all of the knitting. I have no spinning. I lost my spinning mojo at that spinning retreat. I did pull out, I was cleaning out a laundry basket that had just kind of started accumulating stuff. It became like a junk drawer that was just in the living room. You know what I mean? Your kitchen junk drawer that has random stuff in it? Yeah. And my drop spindle and bag and stuff was in the bottom of it. So I pulled that out. It's actually sitting right here. I haven't put it away yet. I was thinking about maybe pulling it out and spinning a little bit with that, because once I finally got the good spindle that I have now, I really enjoy drop spinning, which I wanted to. So no spinning, no acquisitions except for that Father Christmas. You'll see it eventually. I'll just start knitting with it one of these weeks and be like, hey, here it is. Because I keep looking over there, because for some reason I expect to see it, even though I keep looking over there and it's not there. It really was, anyways. The kids don't usually mess with my yarn, so I don't think they took off with it or anything. But it was still sitting out because I wanted to remember to show you guys. And the girls really like to look at it. And I mean, I'm sure it was innocent. And I'm sure it hasn't even left this room. It's probably just behind an ottoman thingy. I just can't see past it. I'm sure it just fell on the floor or something just right over there. So anyways, if you want to see what it looks like though, somebody might have pictures of it on Ravelry. Like I said, it's called Father Christmas by Fiber Nymph. Designing, I have that orange hat pattern. I need it to be tested. If you liked it and you would like to test it, will you just contact me? I keep slacking, and it would be a great Christmas present. It's not difficult. The design just pops out on it, and even though you cast on enough stitches for an adult, Anansi has been wearing it to school the last couple days. Talk about spoiled. It's hand-dyed by Fiber Nymph, her cozy base, and my 10-year-old is wearing it. What? Psh, anyway, a spoiled child. I kind of sat down, didn't I? So, anyways, if you want to test knit it, please contact me. I started to say, she's been wearing it. She has kind of a small head. Like, Kyan has a bigger head than Anansi does, and they're 2.5 years apart. And Kyan's younger, if you didn't remember that. So, yeah, it fits. Even Eli will wear it. It's a little loose, but he can still wear it, and he's 5. So I'm not going to have a child size. I'm just going to say that it'll fit, like teens or whatever. But I did only 2 repeats and went into the top because of my shorter hair and because I wear it behind my bangs. And that's going to be kind of the older child / teen / skull cap size or height. And then if you want to make a beanie size, it'll be 3 repeats. And then if you wanted to do more of a slouchy, it would be 5 repeats. I plan to make another one. I want to make a slouchy one to make sure that 5 isn't too many, and that 4, I don't like my slouchy hat super slouchy, and maybe 4 would be enough. 4 would maybe be enough. That's why I need test knitters. Please contact me if you want to make one. I'm sure I'll put an official thing out, but this will kick my butt into actually doing it if you want to make it, especially if you want to do for a Christmas gift. So I would show it to you, but it's at Anansi school. So anyways, I wore it 3 episodes ago, 2 or 3 episodes ago. Look back, you'll see me in a bright orange hat. That's the one I'm talking about, and I talk about it. So if you want to test it, let me know. Yes, that covers designing. I really don't think I have anything else. Nope. The kids are still in school all through next week, so I will plan on recording then, because recording is going to be really weird with them being off for their Christmas break. But they're off for 3 weeks, so I don't plan to go that long without recording. I'll just have to do it at night, or I don't know, bribe them to tape their mouths closed or something. So, anyways, I guess that is all I have for you. Thank you so much for a great first year of having a podcast. I might not have as many viewers as other people, and I don't really care. I'm doing this just because I feel like I have stuff that I can contribute to the knitting community, and I have fun doing it. And it's a great way for me to catalog, you know, what's going on not only in my life but in my knitting. And it's, well, like it says on my logo, it's not just a hobby, but it's an obsession for me, and it's a love. And if I can share it with any of you, if I can inspire you to try new things, if I can push you out of your comfort zone, or if I can be someone for you to hang out with when you're feeling down, that's why I'm doing this. And I don't care if I have 3,000 people watching me, or 10,000 people watching me, or 10 people watching me. The people that I do have, all of you who watch, on a weekly / semi-weekly basis, bi-weekly, whatever, you all mean a lot to me. Even though I don't know all of you, I want you to know that you do mean a lot to me. And it means a lot that you would spend your time with me, because there are a lot of other people that record, and there are many other podcasts and many other designers that you can choose to buy patterns from. And I'm honored that you would take your time to spend with me and spend your money on my patterns, because I know that some of you are doing that. And yeah, so I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I love you all. And I hope you are having a great Christmas season. I know it's hard for some people. I've hated Christmas for quite a while, since my mom passed away, and so I know it can be a very difficult time. So please try to do something that makes you happy, even if it's knitting for yourself and nobody else. And I don't think it's selfish. I think it's doing something to help you get through a hard time. I'm totally fine with that. Anyways, have a great week. Have a great time knitting, and please go and post in the group. I'll have 2 new threads, one for the 2014 Year of the Q chatter, and the other one for the Podiversary prizes. And I will talk to you next week. So until then, keep knitting. Bye.